preheating the oven, and then you forgot to check if you left the baby in there. So you're like, no.
Where's the hamster at?
Oh man.
Like instead of the other, right? Because that's always the dilemma. Like a real quick second, or you preheat it and then you're like, oh wait, there's the
Baby's in there.
no the other. The baking stuff, like all the.
Oh yeah.
You know-
My sister fucked up a bunch of like pots and pans once. Because that's
All
what
the
my mom would
plastic
keep.
handles.
Yeah, all the handles, the wooden handles are all crispy.
Yeah, that's happened to me too. But it's like, why do Mexicans do that? I was just gonna say, like, why the fuck do Mexicans leave their
Like a
pans?
storage unit, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
because
like-
sometimes like
Oven slash.
so much stuff on the stove.
I keep my spare tire in there. There's other.
Isn't that what it's for?
I slept in one once.
Like, damn, it's getting hot in here.
That's actually our guest bedroom.
It's a pull out.
You think it's a Mexican thing?
I was about to say to that, like, damn, are you sure we're the only ones who do that?
I don't think we are. I've heard.
Well, Italians just have a bunch of tomato jars in there.
Russians just have a bunch of coats folded up, blankets.
And you know what's funny is I don't leave stuff in there, but every time the cleaning lady comes,
There's something in there.
she always puts
That's where it goes.
she puts it in there.
Even if it's a spoon.
And the cleaning lady, what ethnicity is she?
Scandinavian.
It must be a Mexican and Scandinavian thing.
Did you start that? Well, welcome to Toad House. Nice.
I didn't mean to say any of that out loud.
Oh, I didn't know we were recording.
Yeah, I'm sure Mexicans aren't the only ones that do it, but
I'm sure.
they fucking do it.
Yeah, my dad kept his tools in there.
And then when you open up his trunk, he's got the kitchenware.
I'm gonna go get the pants from the truck. I'll be right back.
Makes himself out of where your keys.
Where's the muffin sheet? Oh, it's in my.
It's under the seat.
Would it be weird if North Korea had their nukes in there?
Everyone check Korea's ovens.
Big-
Yeah, it's like when you open the fridge and you're looking for the butter, and you open the butter and there's like fucking sopa or
jalapenos. Oh, it's the worst. So yeah, for me, it's always the butter thing has jalapenos in it. Like, not like raw, like pickled with the carrot.
Yeah, where they buy the
sick.
big can.
I think she makes it and she fucking gets
Oh,
that
nice.
specific thing
just to
like that. Oh, this
ferment them
is
in.
for the fucking jalapenos and then she puts it in there.
Oh,
That's
she makes them.
dope.
Yeah, she makes them.
Oh, nice.
It's just vinegar.
It's not one of my brethren.
Oh.
Nice.
Godspeed, young one.
We just saw a rat go by the window. That's what that was.
Giant orange spotted rat.
Whenever you see a stray cat, do you ever try and like save him?
Why do you think I got into my predicament?
How do
I
you
didn't
think
ask for
one,
this.
How do you think one owns
I just
32
wanted
cats?
to, I just wanted to ask because my grandpa, he was the same way with dogs. Whenever he would see a stray dog, he would always
Your grandfather or your pap?
my pap.
Good old Pep.
No, but he would always try and go rescue the dog and then take it to the vet and try and find the owner. And then it was crazy. And then he would keep them and then he would neuter them.
Himself?
And then yeah, no, not himself.
Exactly. He had a surgery kit in his oven.
He was a part-time moil.
He had everything in his oven.
In his room, he just had a container of balls.
Oh, but just the way you say it, like if it was some kind of fetish, like, and then you take him up and neuter
Do him real good.
No, but usually, I don't know. It was weird. But it was cool though.
My grandpa used to do the same thing, but with strippers. Try to save them.
I could take you away from all of this, mija.
Can give you a
Lure
better
him away
life.
with a weenie.
Hell yeah.
What kind of weenie?
His weenie.
Unless it was cold outside.
Then we pull up with a fucking Frankfurter.
On the fishing line.
But yeah, my grandma used to have. She would store all her food like in the lard, the lard canisters, or like
The Mundel.
the country crock.
Yeah. What's cool is when you open it up and there's like arroz con leche. You're like, oh, score.
Oh, that's cool. That never happens to me.
Yeah.
It's always like old beans that are like fuzzy already.
You just throw the whole thing away.
Now sometimes they'll get like they'll fill up like if someone drinks a juice or something, like and the bottle stays there, they'll fill it up with water just like, oh, it's a water bottle. And so one time
Oh,
they
you got cold ass water
You're like-
in a juice.
yeah, at least we got cold water at any
You're
moment.
like, we don't have enough water in the oven.
I'm thirsty. Go check the oven.
No, go check the fridge in the oven.
No, but one time they did that, but they put it like in one of those green Sprite bottles. And so I come home all fucking tired from like biking,
Pour some cough syrup in it.
and like I fucking see it, I'm like, fuck yeah, Sprite, and I open it and I chug it, and like not that water's gross, but like
Oh, what the fuck is this water?
that burns. No, but
Plain water.
when you're expecting like Sprite and it's just water, it hits so nasty, like.
Water is so much better than Sprite.
But you're not expecting it, and it was just so like, I was like, what is? I just thought it was like the worst Sprite in the world.
You're
Like something was wrong with
allergic to water.
What is this piss?
it. That's the last time I ever drank water.
They're like, no, you just have to get used to the taste.
Like Topo Chico's a fucking bomb.
But why are they good? Like, I don't like any mineral water except theirs. Like, it's
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
Or the other one's good. The mineral, the agua mineral.
Mineral.
Mineragua? Yeah.
That one's good. But like,
Like a Canada Dry.
yeah,
or something.
Canada Dry, or those are kind of harsh, right?
Yeah. Do you ever seen those videos where like Mexicans will get two of them and like they'll hit the top and the bottom will fly off? I remember one. Well, I have seen a few, but I remember one time my dad was like, "Oh, have you like I've seen people like hit the bottle and the bottom comes off," and he's like, "I'm gonna show you how to do it." I was like, "Hell yeah, it sounds cool." He couldn't fucking do it. It was hilarious. Just
He
watching
just
him try.
smashed both of
Yeah,
them,
he's
both
just
broke.
like hitting two bottles, and eventually the top broke of one, and he's like, "Yeah."
And it's real or fake?
no, it's real.
Is it?
Oh, I think I saw an Asian guy once like stick his finger in and pull it out, like pop it out so fast, and the bottom like just popped out.
Yeah.
If somebody hit it and then it like foams.
And it makes your friend spit out the side of his mouth.
And I've seen where like they get it and like they do like a spin and it's like a vortex and they chug it.
Really or not?
I mean, I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
them. They
They do
say
it with
it's
the
real,
beers.
right?
There's some guy who does it with a parrot on his shoulder, and he'll open it with his teeth, and then he'll growl.
How does he do it?
And then he licks the bottle and spins it, and the whole thing just flies down.
It's because the vortex, it does something with like gravity where it affects it like weird. So it lets
On
it
a
go.
quantum dynamic molecular level.
I swear. There's a strategy to it. Like there's a.
Show us how it's done.
I can't. I've tried it before. It's there's like a method.
That'd be cool to do.
You need a full bottle too.
You think so?
No. Making excuses.
The other one you get is when you see the thing of cookies and you're like, fuck yeah, and you open it and it's sewing supplies.
Oh yeah, the Christmas cookies.
You get
That
all
little
excited,
tin.
like, fuck yeah, butter cookies.
Like no wonder my underwear's on the fucking kitchen table.
We store weird shit all over the place.
So when my grandpa had a stroke the first time, they put him in a wheelchair so he couldn't do shit around the house. So like my uncles would start doing stuff. Dude, they found like 5 tequila bottles stashed, like one in the tool shed, one under the sink,
Oh, shit.
one in the attic, one in the other shed.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, he was drinking all fucking day. super Mexican, like traditional Mexican.
It's hidden tequila.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, I think drinking goes across the board now.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandpa's room. Like, now, like his room is now my room.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I still have his dresser, and like he had a drawer with like his wallet and like his colognes and everything, dildos. And yeah, there was little bottles like hidden like amongst like if it was cologne. Like what the fuck is this? Like,
Well, it smell like Jack Daniels.
in fact, some of those cologne I should open it and taste it. Like that sneaky motherfucker, this fucking Jack.
That's fucking vodka, man. Oh yeah.
Damn, it's on a whole nother level. Huh?
Right?
Yeah, when you're stashing alcohol, it's because it's gotten to the point where they're like, "Hey, stop fucking drinking."
that shit
yeah,
away.
put that shit away.
The worst is when they use it as the mouth cleaner or the
Mouthwash?
mouthwash.
Oh.
The alcohol. The vodka is mouthwash.
Oh, or when they drink mouthwash, they get fucked up.
Can that actually get you fucked up?
There's alcohol in it.
Is
Sure,
it
if
the
you
same
drink
kind of
enough.
alcohol? Because like rubbing alcohol won't fuck you up like that.
Are you sure?
I don't think it will. It's a different chemical.
Yeah, I've heard that there's something in the rubbing alcohol that won't. I mean, it'll fuck you up before it gets you drunk.
Because ethanol is like the drinking alcohol. I think rubbing alcohol is methyl alcohol or
Yeah,
some shit
something
like
like
that.
that.
So I think it's a whole different. I don't know.
Because I've seen bums drink rubbing alcohol.
Oh,
Have you seen when they drink diesel?
see, because diesel has ethanol in it,
Ah, that's what it is.
like a lot, like as much as like a liquor does. It has like 30% or something.
Oh, that's fucking brutal.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it was like someone pumping gas, and this bum comes
Yeah,
with a
I've seen
cup.
that on
He's like, hey, and he fills up his little cup, and just walks away, and slams it.
Sounds good.
Fuck yeah.
Sounds sweet, no? I love how gas smells.
No, I
Yeah,
do like
gas
the way
does smell
I like the
fucking
way
good.
gasoline smells.
Yeah.
I'd try it.
Have you ever tasted
A
it?
shot.
I'll try it if you
Fucking
try
no.
it.
That'd be so disgusting.
The only way to try it is like if you do one of those like mystery games where you're like trying drinks and they're like, put what are the
Who's in my
gasoline?"
mouth?
You drink it like, oh, was that gasoline? And then you could know without being like a bum.
They died.
I feel like you die if you drink gasoline. I don't know, that just seems so brutal.
Maybe you would.
I'm frail.
I get that.
I'll take a double right now.
Put it through the steel sock. Then we'll see who's talking.
I thought Toad does ethanol shots or
Motor oil,
motor oil.
diesel, toaster fluid.
I plead the fifth.
Oh, it was funny when Noah came in your car that one day, and first thing you ask, oh, he's like, oh, I put gas, and you're like, was it Supreme? And he's like, nah.
He had one job, Noah.
But he told me like 4 or 5 months ago.
So he told you.
And by telling me, he said, oh, it sucks that we're changing the motors from this to that. And then he didn't, I don't think he even said that. Maybe he did, But it's because that morning he
Blaming
said,
it on
oh,
you,
just make
right.
sure if you drive it, get gas. And I was like, oh, okay. Used to it,
So it's your fault.
Right?
being used to it being the regular. It happens.
So the other day, one of my homies sends me a video, and apparently he stole a bunch of gas. And there's like 6 or 7 of the big red like gas things in the back of a truck. And he hits me up. He's like, yo, to all the homies, like, if y'all need gas, let me know. I'll hook y'all up for the low. And he's all the way downtown, so I didn't bother hitting him up. But like 30 minutes later, another homie goes like posts a video, and he's like, yo, don't hit this fool up for fucking gas, dog. He just sold one of my homies like diesel gas, and he doesn't have a diesel engine. He's like, my homie's truck is, or like, my homie's car is fucked up now. He didn't know which was which.
Stole the diesel.
Yeah, a friend said, or yeah, something happened where somebody told me their daughter or somebody put diesel gas in their car, but then I'm like, how do you put it in?
Yeah,
when
there's supposed to be like that guard.
it doesn't fit. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. Like, how the fuck is somebody there getting that to work?
She
I'm
just
sure
thought that's
that-
how
yeah,
it was.
putting
like,
it at
sucking
the-
it out and spitting it into the fucking hole.
It's like, oh, this is weird. Probably someone, a daughter makes sense. You don't hear that happening in China. No.
On the show, they're hiding him from like the military because they want to do like experiments on him and like poke his brain and do and dissect him and do all this shit. So he's like, ask them to hide him, and they do, and then they become like part of the family, whatever. And the series finale, the government like circles them and traps them, and then it seems like it's over, like they caught him, and then it just says to be continued. But that's the last episode of the show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't come out the following week?
No, I don't think. I think that's the last episode. So,
So you don't know what-
presumably he got
Tune in next week for a new episode of Alf.
Alf live on NBC.
We'll finish it.
Starring Tommy Lee Jones.
Guest starring Noah as Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah, so they tortured his ass.
I swear I have an old elf toy in the oven somewhere.
I gotta check the back.
It's way back there.
Next to the car jack.
And the nudie mag.
And he would eat cats, huh?
Really?
Yeah,
Xander?
Elf. So he's like your natural enemy.
Damn, I'm glad he got caught.
Remember he was always trying to eat the house cat?
I didn't watch much Elf.
No? Oh, man. Yeah.
Trying to eat that house.
I have no
cat.
idea.
That's funny.
It's a little too old for you.
Elf?
Alf, you never
Xander's
seen
gonna
Alf?
come with an elf on a shirt with a big like circle and a red line through it.
Fuck elf. And the planet he came from.
I'm glad he got tortured at the end.
With what's his name? Anchorman? That elf?
Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell.
No, that's
Oh, it's Elf.
Elf?
He looks like a aardvark or something now.
Will Ferrell.
Elf.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a weird aardvark anteater thing with like a weird
a snout.
snout. I'm sure if you see a picture of him, you'll probably recognize him.
Maybe. Like
Elf?
dark? Dark color?
He's like dark brown.
Maybe.
Do you know who Lord Quaz is? That little stuffed animal looking thing, MF Doom.
Maybe.
He kind of looks like that.
You do this.
Yeah, he does. He has the snout, the eyes with.
Did it kind of look like the Spy versus Spy, like something like that?
Little
Like
bit.
something like.
Yeah, not with like a pointy snout, but more of a round.
And I wonder how many like old famous popular characters that the whole world knew Noah just doesn't know about because he's a youngin.
I wonder if he knows Elf's neighbor, Mr. Belvedere. You know that one?
No,
Oh,
You don't know Mr. Belvedere?
I don't know, Mr. I feel like you're making out characters. Now. Just like,
You know that one, Mr. Belvedere? No.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
like you know who Triumph the Insult comic dog is?
Yeah.
nope.
You remember that
He's
guy?
like a Rottweiler?
Yeah,
From what?
he would do like celebrity shit. I don't know if he had a show.
On the Conan O'Brien show, right?
Oh, I think he was on the Conan O'Brien show. Yeah, and he would just talk shit and he would insult. He would roast you. And he was like a little
yeah.
puppy with a hand.
It was like a little Rottweiler
Yeah.
with like a cigar coming out of his mouth. Mr. Belvedere. Oh, this one
It was like around the same time as Elf. He
does
was-
not look. What? Oh, he's like a butler.
He's like
That's who
English.
D pretends to play,
Ah, dude, this
D?
guy looks like a
right?
rapist.
That.
Yeah, D kind of plays that.
Okay.
Yeah,
see?
always sunny.
Oh no, shit, that's the one.
Like something like that.
She's dressed in a suit with a mustache.
She's from England or something. Huh?
I never got that reference.
Did you happen to get my briefcase, sir?
Mr. Belvedere, what would I do without you?
Like, how long are you gonna be here? I feel like you're. I feel like I'm gonna be here a long time. Why? Your shirt's on backwards.
Mr. Belvedere. I've never heard of that. Man, recently I started getting really high, like at night.
Recently.
No, but like I'll get really high, and I've been watching Iron Chef, like the original one, and fuck, it gets me so hyped. They come out like Mortal Kombat. Like,
Yeah. It's who's the? Is it the bald guy? Who's the announcer?
No,
The
he has like long flowing hair, and he looks like a fucking mariachi, and he has like a sword too.
Oh,
and,
yeah. I was thinking of another one.
and they show him like he traveled around the world like in a carriage. They traveled around the world searching for the best chefs, and he found the 4 Iron Chefs.
And he's
Just like there's like
Asian?
a Horimoto.
Yeah, it's an Asian guy.
There's like a Horiyashi.
oh yeah, it's
Yeah, and then all, like one of them's like
yeah. They have. Oh no shit.
yeah.
it's like
well,
Iron
there's a
Chef, Italian Iron Chef, fucking seafood. I don't know what the fuck they are, but yeah, and it's a 4. Like the way they like when it starts, it looks like a Mortal Kombat arena, all badass, and then when the dude challenges the chef, he comes up in smoke like. It gets me so hyped. It's so.
And it's like if they're gonna fight, it's like a
Okay.
challenge. Like he challenges you. He's calling you the fuck out.
Iron Chef.
That's the one you were watching, right? But like the remake.
I like
Yeah.
cooking shows. Though.
I love cooking
I
shows.
like cooking shows too.
What's the one where it's like 4 chefs and they give them like a fucking pig foot, some bologna, some radishes, and like some pickles, and they're like, all right, make something with that.
That's not like the American version.
I don't know. And I've seen so many. They all have twists to them, huh?
Nah. Like Top Chef or I don't know. But
Oh yeah, probably I talked something like that.
it's dope though. And then there's 3 judges that are chefs, obviously, and they taste the food, and some of the times they're like, oh, this tastes like shit.
There's one I saw where it was a bunch of chefs that specialize in their nationality cuisine or whatever, and then they'll bring in a special chef who,
An even specialer chef.
an even special chef,
That they look up to. Like, oh, thank you, chef.
and if he's, he'll tell them to cook something that he specializes in. So if he's Italian, he'll tell everybody like, oh, make this. And if it's a Japanese guy, the Japanese guy will be like, fuck, I've never made Italian food in my life. But, he'll try and, people start getting eliminated. But it's kind of cool.
That's cool.
It's kind of cool.
That's pretty dope.
It's like watching Emerald when he would just go BAM, and he would just throw in like the spices in there.
Dude, I remember even being like early morning watching Rachel Ray with my mom before she's getting ready, like as she's getting ready for work and I'm getting ready for school. I'm just there.
Rachel Ray.
I love that bitch.
Yeah, I forgot. There was one that always would be on, or yeah, I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Rachel Ray. She's black, right? Or African American. or
Not even a little bit.
She's all
okay,
southern
then maybe
You're thinking
maybe we are thinking of the same person.
You're
then,
thinking
'cause
of
she
Aunt
isn't black.
Jemima.
'Cause, yeah, this lady isn't black.
She isn't? She
Emerald,
is
yeah.
now.
Emerald. I've been like watching like Unwrapped. You guys ever seen that show? It's kind of like how it's made, but it's just food stuff.
Oh, sick.
And like, yeah, they show all this cool, like how they make like cotton candy, or how they make
That's pretty
paydays, or how they make this. Oh, it's just so cool. I would watch it for hours.
I remember when I was younger, I would look up on like YouTube how it's made videos and just sit there.
But the worst is when they show like hot dogs and stuff like that. And I'm like,
It's all gross. The eyeballs are then grinded up with the teeth.
right, there's like the good and bad side of the how it's made. Like, oh, nice, and they're like, oh,
How are iPhones made? There's little children in China with their fingers cut off.
You just throw Chinese suffering at it until the phone is finished.
There's even a chef that eats kind of weird stuff. Which one's that? Zimmerman? Is that
Oh, the
Oh,
Bizarre
Andrew
Foods
Zimmerman.
with Andrew Zimmern or whatever.
Yeah. I would love that show. I used to love watching that one.
Man, he would eat some gnarly ass shit. Like I would watch it with my mom, and it was so brutal.
Yeah, he was always trying to eat
almost like a
bugs.
Fear Factor.
No, he would just go try food like around the world, but like he was into it. Like
Yeah,
he was
if
like
it's
a
like
world
street food.
Yeah, it'd be like street food where somebody was making.
fermented horse urine or some shit. And he would be like, "Oh yeah, nice."
Didn't he try it was like the chicken eggs that aren't like they're like half developed.
Oh,
think-
that's what we were talking about the other day. That's like the one thing I think I would
So,
not try.
Chris was like, "Fuck yeah, I've had it before." And we're like, "Oh, dude, what?"
That's fucking brutal.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was that one, the balut, whatever it's called.
Oh, balut
Or the
shit.
century eggs, but those are like the only things I saw that dude Andrew Zimmern be like, no, like this is fucking disgusting.
After he ate it, or I won't eat it.
No, he tried it and he was like, this is fucking like he was like gagging, like I can't put it down, like I can't eat this.
But he was willing to try it.
It's for the strong.
Yeah, but he ate some stuff that I wouldn't imagine eating.
Yeah, I remember seeing him eat like a lot of bugs.
Yeah, bugs. That's weird. I'm not into that.
I've eaten crickets before, but
Even that.
Certain bugs I can do, but yeah, that egg.
What about live bugs? Live cockroach, $20. You doing it?
No, not for 20 bucks.
Everything has a price.
what about to just hang out with Joe Rogan for a while? What you doing?
I'd eat a bug not to hang out with you.
Yeah, bugs. I can't. That's gross. Even like you said, you had snails. I don't think I could do that.
Escargot.
Oh, you're gonna do that.
Whether you like it or not.
You've had worse.
You could talk to Joe Rogan about your podcast.
Snails. Frog legs.
I've had frog legs.
Never had them, but I would.
Yeah, that stuff doesn't sound too bad to me.
No, and then I've seen them cooking it, and
Yeah.
I've seen people eat it, and it's white meat. It looks like chicken, like a little, hot wing kind of.
Would you try balls?
I don't think I could do it.
How about? Did you ever watch those shows where it was like Man versus Wild, or just guy, or Survivor Man, or
I was watching those yesterday with my cousin.
which one?
Man versus Wild.
Who's that?
Bear Grylls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's one that he's there with a camera crew, and he doesn't
Yeah.
claim to do. He's just showing you what to do, but
Yeah,
he's not
exactly.
doing it actually.
Exactly.
Dang, debunked.
Well, he does it, but like they say that like he
But
leaves.
he's not having to survive. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
sleeps in a hotel that night. or
Yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
Yeah, he's just putting himself through the situation.
Damn, debunked.
Oh no, he doesn't claim it. But there's that one guy,
Survivor Man.
Survivor Man.
Yeah, those are sick too.
And he
Yeah.
claims that he's out there fucking roughing it. Like
It
surviving.
was him and two cameras supposedly, but
And he would even do that where he would leave the camera and then walk
Walk
away,
away.
and then he'd be like, "Oh no, I need to go back for
yeah.
it." And there'd be times where
for dramatic shots.
for dramatic shots. Yeah.
How's he charging these cameras?
Right.
Solar charger.
No, he had enough batteries because he was dropped off, and he was going to be picked up like in 3-4 days or something.
Yeah,
and
he had to get to like a certain point.
And there'd be times where he wouldn't eat. Like he wouldn't find food.
You wouldn't see him eating.
You wouldn't see him eat.
He's just downing Snickers.
I don't think I've ever seen that one, Survivor Man.
And he's the one that even like he'll do something like, "Oh, I broke down on my BMX," and then he'll like start taking like I can use this rubber band for.
He was like MacGyver.
It was like MacGyver.
He took off like the spokes and used them for like a spear.
and took it down a wildebeest.
He was out there for 2 weeks.
There's one. I think it's Bear Grylls, but like, I think there's two of them that I seen. One where he's like straight up like he doesn't have water, so he's like sucking the blood out of a fish's neck. And he's doing it. He's like, and I swear there's another one where
The
he's
fish has a big hickey when he's done.
Release him back in the wild.
the fish is all hard.
Just deep throating a fish on the camera.
Fish semen is really packed in nutrients.
And you don't hurt that fish.
You can throw it back when you're done.
It's the ultimate renewable resource. Tomorrow the fish will be ready for another milking.
And you'll bring his friends.
The fish will be jumping into the boat.
All the fish we ever wanted. I swear I saw another one where he's drinking like an animal's piss, and like it's peeing all hard, and it's like, and he's like, it's still alive too. It's just like, and he's just like fucking.
He lets it go. It's done.
Like Damn, this dude's dedicated to his craft.
Dude, and what's funny is, you know, me and my cousin smoked the joint, and I'm like, what the fuck should I put on? And like, Man vs. Wild passes by, and I was like, are you down? He's like, fuck yeah. And I already knew we're about to start laughing our asses off. So I put it on like the Florida Everglades, and it's swampy. Like, as soon as he fucking lands, he's like knee deep, waist deep in water.
See Corey coming out of the water like a dolphin.
So he's walking around, and you could see him just looking in the water, kind of like if he's scared, and he's like, there could be fucking crocodiles here, there could be snakes, and he's like, what you want to do is get you a weapon, and he takes out a knife and gets a stick and cuts the stick off and puts his knife away, and he's just has
And he's like, throw the knife. I don't need this knife anymore. Now that I've got a weapon.
I'm gonna need something more brittle than this. Throws the knife in the water. That was the funniest shit.
And then he,
Shoots the branch off the tree.
Throws the gun in the river.
after he has the stick, he's like, only if I had a knife. So at the end of the tie at the end
He
of the
didn't
stick.
sharpen the tip either or nothing. He just had the stick. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
And yeah, we kept on. I was like, what the fuck is he gonna do with that?
Fuck, I know what I'm watching tonight now.
Alligators hate sticks.
If you see an alligator, poke him really hard in the eye.
Hopefully he didn't find your knife and fuck you up with it.
It's a scientific fact that anacondas cannot stand the sight of a stick.
Nor can they hold knives.
Me and Noah used to watch this one. What was it called? With like Cody Linden.
I don't remember what it was called.
So it was like two survivor men, but one of them was like a military guy, and the other one was like a hippie.
Yeah,
that would
and
walk
barefoot.
Shoes.
Yeah.
Dude, he'd be like in the Arctic snow
Yeah,
with
barefoot.
socks on.
This sounds vaguely familiar.
He would be trekking the desert.
Even the hippie dude was
The
too?
hippie dude was probably more ripped than the military dude.
They're big dudes. Yeah, they're big dudes. And he'd be walking through like splinters and everything barefoot, and the guy'd be like, "You're okay back there?"
He's in the Mojave Desert.
He doesn't
Barefoot.
even feel it. The bottom of his feet died a long time ago.
Well, there was a few times where they would get they'd get into it because of that. Like,
Yeah,
if
they
it
would
was
always get
snowing,
into it. Yeah.
He'd be like, man, like I'm really concerned with your feet. Da, 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 da. And the hippie dude would get pissed. Like, I've been walking barefoot for so and so years. He's like, I know when when I need it. Like, you're looking at him like, fuck, man. It's like negative 25 degrees outside.
Your feet are black.
The guy tells him like, oh, I saw a beautiful turkey graze by earlier. Dude, you saw a fucking turkey go by? He's like, that could have been nutrients, protein for us. He was pissed.
It was beautiful.
We had a moment. He gave me a feather, and I gave him some berries.
You gave him the last of our berries?
Dual survival. Yeah, that show was fucking awesome.
Yeah, there's one where the hippie guy is eating berries and roots, and the
He's
other guy's
gaining weight.
the other guy needs food, and he sees a rabbit, but he has no weapon. Remember that one? He runs and he knees the rabbit.
Flying knees to
He misses it, right?
Yeah, something happens, but
He
he
misses it, and then the guy's like, I got it, and he runs and just like, boom, right? Does he knee it? He punches.
Flying knees.
He might even like kick it, and it just like goes flying.
Bounces off a tree.
And then after that, it just cuts to them like to the fire. And
The skinned rabbit.
yeah,
Has a rabbit hat on.
yeah, because the hippie guy's all mad, like, oh, that wasn't humane. So you want a piece or not?
You want a piece or not? Holy shit, I gotta watch this tonight. That sounds awesome.
Are you gonna want the fur or not?
Flying knee the rabbit. That's fucking hardcore.
As he yelled, Texas Ranger.
I am a real American. Poor rabbit. Just got impaled by a fucking.
The last thing you're grazing on a nice field, everything's nice and beautiful. You just had some elderberries a weird hippie guy gave you down the road.
Well, he's playing a flute made of
A big knee covered in
You turn around and a big
camouflage.
giant American knee. It's got made in Vietnam stamped on it, just straight to your fucking face.
and dazes you the next week while they cook you alive. Just to savor the adrenaline off.
Or some hippie makes a sock out of you.
That would be a nice sock.
I made you a cock sleeve out of a rabbit.
The last thing here is you just hear Blue Oyster Cult as an old white guy puts you on his foot.
They're both asleep, and then they're like, "Dude, that was inhumane. You want the sock or not?"
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, man, that was funny.
And it's so funny because they were almost like a couple. I'm not that the way, because one guy would go out foraging and the last guy would stay at home and make like a nice
A bed.
nice bed for them.
He had an apron made out of the dead rabbits.
Why is there only one bed?
You were only gone 20 minutes. I didn't catch anything.
I thought we could cuddle tonight.
You know it's gonna be cold.
That's so fucking funny.
I remember on the Survivor Man, there was one where I forgot where he was, maybe like Utah, something like that. Like a lot of desert and big rocks. And he's out there and he's hungry and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna set up a couple traps because he had a little bit of a protein bar. So fucking cheater.
There goes the last of my protein.
He had a backpack full of them. And he made a little stick and it's holding up a rock.
Yeah, they'd make those
Yeah.
like cartoon, like Tom and Jerry stuff.
Literally. Like fucking Wile E. Coyote.
If I just tie this Acme rocket to this tree.
Oh, fuck. So, yeah, he rigs it up. He puts the little protein bar, and he makes maybe like 4 or 5 of them. And he goes and falls asleep. He's like, tomorrow I'm going to come back, and hopefully, there's something. And yeah, he goes back, and there's a fat rat on one of them.
Oh, man.
And yeah, he fucking chops it up.
Like the rock fell on it and killed it?
Yeah, it's just a flat-ass rat by the morning.
The kind of rat you buy at a pet store and it just kind of put there. A guinea pig. You found a guinea pig.
Are those from around here? Are those from South America? No, it's the North American guinea
Yeah, it's
pig.
one of those wild Utah guinea pigs. They're everywhere.
They all have receipts on them.
Why is its ear tagged? Yeah, he ate the fucking rat.
He had some nice rat that day.
Little rat kebabs. You just see the next scene is like a rat with a stick shoved right through its ass and mouth, like over a fire.
Oh man, we'd be in trouble if we had to survive like that. Huh?
Nah, I wouldn't.
And you can flying knee a rat from 30 yards.
I've watched enough Survivor Man to know what to do.
Man, like, where would you get water? That would be like like, I would drink some water and
Yeah, that's the
die
biggest-
from
that's the biggest
poisoning
thing.
or microorganisms.
That's the biggest thing. Hey, where would you go?
Even like the hippie guy, remember sometimes he would just drink the water, like, no, this water's clean. And there's like, no, I don't trust it. And he's like, no, it's clean.
There's one episode where he's just behind the bushes, just like spraying out of his asshole. I don't know if you guys like, yeah, I didn't trust it. It was at a low level. Animals could have been in it.
Plus, I was peeing. No morning.
Plus, I've been shitting up there in the river.
Should have told him that.
Hey, I don't think that water's clean, man. I told him.
It's a good time, but he wanted to prove a point, so just let him do his thing.
And the other guy, oh my god, this water's so good. It's a bit nutty.
Tastes like rabbit, don't it?
You could taste the elderberries in it.
Think you could survive out in the wild?
No, it'd be rough. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
If I just gave you a blow dart.
Man. Then like what kind of wild, like desert would be brutal,
Desert would be fucked
but
up.
then like swampy stuff would be super brutal too, all wet all the time.
That's the one that, like, when I was watching the Man vs. Wild, the Everglades one, I was like, fuck.
They can't even build a fire because everything's so damp, huh? Have you seen those?
Yeah. Well,
shit.
He's like, oh, all right. Well, the first thing you got to do, because there's like trees and shit coming out. He chops them down and he makes like a little stand in like 4 trees, and then he pulls out mud from the bottom and like puts leaves first and then puts mud on top, and then makes sticks, and that's where he has his fire.
But even just to find, like I've seen some where they're, there's that one Alone. Have you seen that one? Where just a bunch of people are dropped off and they see who can stay out there the longest.
Naked and Afraid.
Is that the same way?
Yeah,
Alone,
it's the same thing,
yeah.
but they're naked. You've never seen Naked and Afraid?
You have to find clothes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Why I found these jeans on this jean tree.
I found this Nirvana shirt.
What's fucked up about that one, and it's always a guy and a girl. Yeah, and they'll drop her off, and like first it shows them in the Jeep just sitting there all happy, and she's like, "Ooh, I'm from so and so. I left my kids for this. My husband's there." Da, 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 da. And then as soon as she gets there, they're like, "All right, yeah, you got to get naked." And she's like, "This was the part I was kind of worried about." And sometimes they're kind of fine.
Oh
Big
yeah, I
old
think they
titty.
would be. Yeah.
Nah, but sometimes they're, Oh,
And they have skills, like survival skills. Or
Yeah,
not?
exactly. Yeah,
They do?
she knows how to fucking weave and shit. So first thing she does when like they meet, she's right there. Usually they'll make like a little skirt or a little top and shit, and she'll be like, "Oh, here I made you this cock sleeves."
He's like, I'm good.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes they'll like clash.
I'll wear it as a bandana.
I think in one of the episodes, I think they might have fucked, because it's different people each time. And yeah, it's funny when they clash because he's like, "Yeah, she doesn't really do much. She's just sitting there all day making like fucking cock sleeves."
Doesn't get the point. I don't want one.
I'm the one flying eating rats all day.
Yeah, he's making like a fucking hut for them. He's out hunting and she's just there sitting down, fucking making cock sleeves.
Those cockleys come in use.
Eh,
You could sell them to another village.
you can never have too many cock sleeves.
And where they just dropped off at random locations.
Yeah, random.
Just the
random
park.
places. And there's brutal ones where like, when they get bit by a bunch of ants sometimes or mosquitoes, and the girls will be like, "My vagina is full of ant bites." Like she'll literally look at the camera and be like, "Yeah, like I want to get the fuck out of here." And they're like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "Yeah, get me the fuck out of here."
Didn't you hear me? My vagina is full of ant bites.
You really want me to say that last sentence again? Yeah.
That's brutal.
And then it'll show like her side view, and she's all like swollen and full of fucking ant bites. And then they'll ask the guy, like, "Oh, do you want to keep going by yourself?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm chilling." Covered myself in mud. She didn't want to,
Like bitter all night.
The only thing not covered in mud is his cock. All ant. All. So that.
But supposedly, I don't know where I heard this, so don't quote me exactly on it. But that there's I want to say it's a spider. Could be something else, an ant. A young lad. That if it bites you on your dick, it'll give you like a painful erection and it'll make your dick permanently bigger. And so they're trying to see what the fuck it does. Like, what the.
Where can you get those spiders?
Where can you get those? Where can I order 500 of them?
I think they have some in Your oven though?
Oh, I gotta check. Next to the
I've seen
iguanas.
One of those Scandinavian cock spiders in the back.
Did you let a spider bite your cock for an extra inch?
How big is the spider?
Wrong question.
You're looking at the glass half empty.
You'd come in and with your fingers would be all big, like, fuck, it just keeps biting my fucking hand.
Wrong spider. It bites you and your nose starts getting bigger.
I keep trying to put it, but it just gets biting my fingers. Like, oh, wait!
Huge balls.
Yeah, your
biting your
huge balls. Hey guys, it's been a while,
It's been a while.
but these guys have got me some rice. So we're gonna do some rice talk.
Rice talk.
Okay.
So this rice, where's it from?
I don't know, you're the ones that got it for me.
Oh, mystery rice.
Mystery rice?
Mystery rice.
Found it by the trash can out in the back.
This is the container it's in. I don't think you...
Save me some.
Can you like buy something like this at a store?
A container?
I don't
A
know.
mini container full of rice?
Like a Tupperware full of rice. Something that you could just pop the lid off like this. I mean, it looks sealed.
Nope, nope.
Oh,
Initial impressions?
Does it taste like a homeless man made it?
pretty salty.
Mmm.
What did they use for the
Sweat.
lubricant?
Just
Really salty.
Salty?
bum sweat.
Very salty. But I would eat it.
Good
if I was
texture.
surviving that.
Yeah, how's the texture?
If you were out in the wild surviving and you found that, would you eat it?
Oh, 100%.
Would you use it as bait?
Maybe like one.
You would save the rest for yourself?
Oh yeah, I'd eat it all. I couldn't ration it.
So if it was me and you stranded and you were on the other side of the island and you found the rice, you would just eat it all yourself?
What rice?
Rice.
The one that I left out there, that was mine.
Come back with rice in your mustache.
What? The one that I pissed in. Was it
that
salty?
I boiled in my ball sweat.
But what have you guys been watching lately?
Always Seinfeld.
Always Seinfeld?
Always Seinfeld.
Damn, like we were saying, like I haven't been watching any shows recently. Like it's all YouTube.
Yeah, same here. I just watch a lot of YouTube, especially lately.
Yeah.
What have you been watching lately? Anything new?
Craps.
Craps.
Oh yeah, right.
I was watching one because you guys are talking about going to Vegas soon, and I was like, I just like watching random videos. So I typed in, Las Vegas, and
Random
scrolling
videos.
down, and there's like just a YouTuber talking about like the underground tunnels and how people live in them. There's people that are like have like mental problems or like financial problems, like they just got lost in the underground fucking tunnels of Las Vegas. And they'll get pissed too. Like they're trying to walk in and they're like, "Hey, who the fuck is that?" Da, da, da. They have sofas, mattresses, fucking
Like catacombs or some shit? Or
yeah, pretty much.
In Vegas?
Yeah,
Dude, when I was in Austin, I walked from my jujitsu to my girlfriend's apartment, and on the way I walked through like some skate park, and then on the side of the skate park it's just like woods, but it kind of leads into the street, and there was a path. And I was like, oh, like I'll walk on it, because I was by the skate park, and then there was like this homeless shelter, not like a shelter, but like a homeless man's shelter, and it had like a couch, like a bed, and like
And some rice.
The
and I was going for the
roofing.
rice, and then I woke up trapped in a box.
and there was two guys and one.
Get me out of this oven!
There was two guys, and I just heard like a
And you're like, room for one more?
And I was like,
You guys doing jujitsu and all.
You guys making rice in there?
I guess making rice.
Purple belt. Let me get in there.
No, but there was some homeless guys, but I quickly just kept going down. I didn't even look.
How did
Like
it
I was
sound
looking,
again?
and then once I saw the homeless guys, I just kept walking.
So what did you hear?
They're like, hey, you got a pretty
I heard
mouth, boy.
What's that sock about, boy?
Got some pretty toes over there.
Can't come around flashing those toes.
Why are you all sweaty?
I know you like rice.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Yeah, Austin sounds dope.
Is this on 5th Street?
No, it's just like on this random, like residential area. Honestly, like it's a skate park, a pool, and then it's like a like woods, a little
No sign.
river, and then
Beware
just a
of
bunch of
homeless
houses.
guys. Fucking
A homeless orgy. Oh, nah, but I remember one time I was in LA with me, Gren, who has now lost his fucking mind. But when back then he was saying, we were just walking around downtown LA, kind of by the LA River. And there's the overpasses. And we're like, oh, let's take a cruise down there. So we get in this car and we start driving. And there's homeless people everywhere. There's little tents set up and all that. And we turn under one of the overpasses and we look to the right. And there's like maybe like a 70s style van, like tucked off not too far in the distance with the back doors open, like 10, 15 homeless people around, and the van's just fucking going crazy.
What?
Yeah, and I he didn't want to stop. I was like, "Fool, what the fuck?" He's like, I don't even want to look. And I'm like, "No, you need to see this." And he's like, "Nope, fuck that." He kept driving.
Come on, let's go. It looks like fun.
Who knows what the fuck?
It looks
they're
like a
doing.
spot's about to open.
There's a line. Let's go.
They've got rice.
Can you imagine all the rice they're making in there?
Yeah, but at the same time, I was interested, but like disgusted. It's like, oh man, someone's probably getting fucking
Like
raped.
almost like eating a Snickers. Like, oh, oh, so
So
nasty, so bad.
It's so good.
I don't think it was like that. Quite like that.
The fuck
Maybe
kind
a
of
Mars
Snickers
bar.
you would eat?
I don't think I've ever came upon any
Shenanigans.
shenanigan, no homeless mid-coitus.
Damn.
That'd be fun.
What about like those YouTubers that interview like prostitutes and like crackheads and people who are, fucked up?
I watch a lot of those.
Oh, those are brutal. And they're pretty funny sometimes too. Especially the prostitutes. He's trying to ask him questions. She's like, yeah, twerking in the video. He's like, yeah, so how long you been living in the streets for? She just keeps, popping her ass. Can't help but laugh.
And I've even seen there's a channel I watch, and he interviews people, like similar like that, he interviews people, but it's people with mental issues.
That's fucked
So it'll be
up.
someone with like
that's fucked
multiple personalities, or someone with like insane autism, or someone with schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he just interviews them, and it's like he just tries to get their points of view. Man, there's some I've seen, like there's a dude who had like extreme schizophrenia, and he had like a bipolar, a bunch of other stuff, and him just sitting there, like he couldn't even really sit there, like still, like he was on medication, but he was saying that like when he doesn't take it, it's even worse, and like he's in a whole different universe. Like he's seeing stuff everywhere all day, and stuff is changing. He sees places that aren't there.
Sick.
He said it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, I bet.
Badass.
It wasn't Jake Gyllenhaal.
No rabbits.
Yeah, if I'm on YouTube, I'm trying to learn something. I guess I don't watch. I don't watch that.
Ours is just like, yeah, crackheads and fucking.
I'm trying to better myself.
That's why I watched the Joe Rogan podcast.
His YouTuber search is how to throw dice. How not to throw dice.
Educational.
But yeah, I'm trying to learn. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to learn something.
When I'm doing good in the game, I'm doing good in life.
How to cook paella.
How to make a woman squirt.
When you finally empty your oven, where do you put everything?
How to weave a cock sleeve.
How to knee?
How to need a rabbit.
And then the last one's how to delete your YouTube search history.
How to kill an alligator with a snake with a stick.
What do you do when you see two naked homeless men in the woods?
And you get that Snickers feeling.
How do you become a moil?
What do you do when you and your friend are in the woods playing Survivor Man and your son walks right by you?
Tell him you're wrestling.
What would you give the rice, Noah?
It was honestly really good. Like there's rice like that it's good, and then like I eat it. Like I mean, it wasn't a big, but you know, like I keep eating it and I was like, okay, like I need a chip or something like that. But yeah, this one I was able to eat all the way.
It got
It
better
was
as
good.
it went.
It was good all throughout.
Started off salty and
Yeah,
it got
it got
savory.
better.
What would you score it?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Damn.
It honestly got better. That's crazy. Because earlier that happened too. There was another mystery rice.
And it got better as it went.
Damn, so those homeless men are just leaving this everywhere.
Well, then they realize someone's eating them.
Damn, I always feel bad and I always leave $1.
Take some rice, leave $1.
Take the rice, leave $1. 9 out of 10.
Sounds like pretty good rice. I'm gonna have to check the dumpster to see if there's any more left.
Oh man, it was funny. In the Man vs. Wild, he's in the swamp and there's a section where you could see it's like super muddy, and he's telling you like, oh yeah, this mud is like this is some bad mud. He's like,
Some real muddy mud.
yeah, he's like, if you were to jump into it, he's like, you immediately would sink because it's full of like air bubbles.
Immediately be full of mud.
And he's like, yeah, jumping in this mud would fuck you up. He's telling a story like this one fisherman like jumped out of his boat to, you know, he got stuck up to his neck and he couldn't get out. And he was there for like 6 days. He's
With
like,
all kinds of people just teabagging the ground.
that he survived by drinking like the muddy, murky water on top. And that when they found him, his face was full of bug bites. And sure enough, Bear Grylls is like, I'm gonna jump in that mud to show you how to get out of it. And yeah, he jumps in and all the way to like his fucking waist, just stuck. And he's like, it's a good thing I brought this stick. And yeah, he puts the stick out, like lifts his legs up out of it, and just starts like army manning his way out, getting completely covered in fucking mud. And he's like, that's how you get it out of that. Let's go. Just covered in mud. And the next scene, he's walking all muddy. And he's like, oh man, I'm covered in this stuff. I stink.
Turns out it was elephant shit.
But yeah, that was one of those common sense things. Like, yeah, I wouldn't jump in that in the first place.
What if you fall in it?
Well, now I know how to get out.
Like if you're swinging by a vine, right?
A jaguar is chasing you.
Ah, shit, I forgot my stick. Fuck.
What would be the worst, I guess, terrain for you to get? Like,
Jeez, I think the desert is so brutal, man.
fuck yeah. scary
hot,
as shit.
no water. There probably was not a lot of predators or nothing like that, but
Ah, fuck that. There's snakes, tarantulas, scorpions.
yeah, I think you'd dehydrate. You'd burn, yeah.
I think the worst would be like a frozen place.
Oh,
Horrible,
man.
like
Like
Antarctica would be
the complete opposite.
Yeah,
like
water,
Antarctica
though.
would be the extreme, but like like Siberia or something, like some tundra, Canada, like that sounds rough.
Man,
I don't
you'd have water.
even think water would be easy to find. I guess you could like put snow in your mouth.
Yeah, snow in your mouth. And obviously,
so
you would be dressed for it, kind of.
There's
maybe?
even places where like it's not even snow; it's like that permafrost.
Oh,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
snow with like soil, like it's just solid. Like that. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Like that sounds hard. That sounds rough.
Yeah, man,
Fuck.
food. You're not finding any food.
Even the jungle is fucking scary as shit. There's one where he's
Disease.
yeah. There's one where he's like
Bugs.
wall to wall fucking plants and trees, and he's walking, grabbing certain trees and shit, and he's about to grab one, and he's like, "Oh, it's a good thing I didn't touch this tree." Look, and he zooms in on the tree, and there's fucking like massive spikes coming out of it.
Is that the where you hear the cameraman go, ah?
It's a good thing.
The cameraman's already pointed at the spikes. He's like, oh.
Yeah, that's fucked up. How the jungle, like you grab me to shit,
And everything's wet.
There's one with spikes. Like fuck you. Like, the tree has knives sticking out of it. What a dick.
Yeah, or fucking. You make your bed, and like 10 minutes later, there's fucking ants like 4 feet away that you didn't see, and now you're completely covered in fucking ants.
Yeah, bugs would be brutal.
Ah, fuck bugs.
So I went to a river, or it was like a river / lake, and then it had rained the night before, so the river was like full. You know, it was nice. And then, but you had to hike this path to get to it, and there was this one little spot that was covered by like bushes and trees, and the path went through it, and it was all muddy and had water. There was so many mosquitoes, and there was no path around it. Like it was all branched out, so you had to go through there. And my girlfriend and I ran through there, and the mosquitoes chased us for so long. And they were swarming. Like I heard like the vroom, vroom, vroom.
Hey, get back here, kid.
And then me and her kept running.
Hey,
We're-
cute toes, get back here.
yeah,
I heard
we,
about you.
we would run.
Two gay guys back.
They're like,
Suck dry back there.
we're like, we just bit some guy with AIDS. No, and then yeah, we would run, and we're like, okay, we're good, and then just had our room, and then just, man, like it took like
Mosquitoes.
8-10 minutes to like finally get rid of them.
It's fucking, and it's low key scary. Like, it's fucked up.
And then like I even kind of like felt them in my shorts, and I was like, like so many.
Sure, those were mosquitoes.
Oh, it was so scary.
Didn't feel like fingers.
Fingers.
I remember I went camping at Caballo Lake. Is that what it's called? No, it's not too far from here. And we go and like it was like my ex's family, and like they have like a big ass RV all fancy, and they park like kind of like outside the mouth of the lake, like you're still kind of like in the park, and we went down into like the lake, like down like where the river starts and like around, so we're like right next to the
By
lake,
the Starbucks.
by the in between the Starbucks and the Macy's. Well, we're right there, like right up against the water, and like we're camping, and then in the evening we go up and we have like dinner with the whole family, and when we come back it's dark, and we had I think it was my car was parked like facing like where we were, and so and we're like, oh, turn on the lights so we could like, because there's water in mud, so we could know like where to walk. So I turn on my lights, and yeah, like it looked like fog, but it was just bugs, like a cloud of bugs, like everywhere. Like as you're walking, yeah, like you're hitting thousands, like like you couldn't. It was a cloud, and you could not. Once we got past all that, like to our tents, it wasn't as bad, and it went away. But right there at the mouth of the fucking lake, oh man, like
Screaming with life.
yeah, insane. Like you couldn't. Every inch of your body was touching thousands as you were walking through. Like I'm sure it was mosquitoes, it was flies, it was all types of weird shit. It was brutal.
Did you ever see that episode of Survivor Man where he has a horse?
I like where this is going though.
No, well, there's an episode where, because he's his own cameraman, so he's sitting there.
Does he gut it and sleep in it?
This Drink the horse's semen for survival.
I would totally gut it and sleep inside it.
Fuck these mosquitoes. You're just stabbing me.
Where's that stick?
Pass it at night so I could break a stick.
So I can cut this horse open.
And he's sitting there with the camera and he's like, oh man, it's fucking brutal right now. He's like, I'm literally covered in mosquitoes. And he's like, I feel bad for the horse. And he turns the camera and
The horse is dead.
it's all skinny like a raisin. And
Cameraman's sucking it off.
I really feel bad for that horse.
I don't feel so bad for that horse anymore.
No, they say like,
The only reason we brought him.
I feel bad for that horse. He's getting sucked dry.
And yeah, they fucking he's showing the camera and you can't tell from like a distance. And he walks up to the horse and like he puts the camera close and he's covered in fucking mosquitoes to where he wipes his fur and you can see it's like a white and brown horse. He wipes his fur and it's like white and brown, like if he brushed off a whole layer of fucking. It was covered in fucking mosquitoes.
That would be so horrible to be covered like that with mosquitoes as your summer. I would. Oh,
And then for the horse, he can't like brush him off. You can't. He's not gonna cover himself in mud. Yeah, it was brutal.
that's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And I used to watch a lot of those like the Animal Planet Discovery Channel ones where it's like a dude that goes out into like kind of like Man vs. Wild. He goes out into but he's not surviving. He's just showing you the wildlife, like the Jeff Corwin experience. I used to
Yeah.
watch a lot, or
Steve
like David Attenborough and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
And
Planet Earth.
the Jeff Corwin experience I used to watch a lot. And there's one where he goes to like the Amazon or Borneo or some shit. I don't know where he's at. And he's walking, he has all these bugs, and they're walking through a forest. And he's like, you notice how like it got like less sunny, and then the cameraman's like, what? And then he's like, look, and he looks up. When they look up, like it's like they're going kind of like through a path, and like it's like jungle all around them, and like along the top of the jungle is just like a whole roof of like spider web, and you see like thousands of spiders, like huge and little ones all over. So like the whole forest has like a roof, and it's all just. Yeah, it looks like a roof of just like web, like thick web going like all across it.
Looks like a Tim Burton movie.
Oh, so freaky. Like,
That's
I would be
brutal.
so freaked out walking underneath all that.
But there'd be no other bugs.
Yeah, I guess, right? They'd be fucking up everything else.
Oh, I saw a picture where I forgot where it was, but they had flooded recently, and they have a lot of spiders in that area. So all the trees in that area, all the spiders were forced to go into all these trees, and there's not many trees, and the whole fucking tree is just one massive spider web. It looked sick though,
That's brutal.
because it's like the water looks like a desert almost, but it's the water, a tree, and they got covered in fucking webs.
How about trying to survive while you're being stranded in the middle of the ocean?
Ah, that's
Oh,
one
that's
of my
probably the
biggest
worst.
fucking fears.
That would probably be the
The
worst.
ocean scares the fuck out of me.
Just like on some crappy little lifeboat.
How would you
Oh
survive?
yeah, there's no way, no
Yeah, no food.
water, you'd die.
Like
That'd
there's
be brutal.
there's that dude I told you guys about. There's like I think it's like the record for the longest time spent like out lost at sea. Yeah, and I'll send it to you. There's a really good YouTube video on it. But it's two fishermen from like
The 50s.
no, from like some South American, like Cuba or Puerto Rico. I don't know where they're from. And yeah, like they're getting like further and further from the coast, and one of them's like, "Hey, we're getting kind of dragged down." He's like, "No, we still have time. Like it's still getting, like we still have time till dark, so we'll be able to go back." And I guess it got too late, and the winds got too strong, and yeah, it took them out, and they couldn't go back, and they got lost out in sea for, man, like 100, like the better part of a year, I think, or maybe it was even like multiple years. I don't know how long it was. It was some ridiculous fucking.
And what were they on?
Like a little shitty fishing boat. And at some point, one of them died. And so the other dude ate him. And then he said that he was out there, and it's a ridiculous amount of time, but that he survived by, he would wait till birds landed on his boat, and he would catch them and kill them and like eat them. and that
You like play dead.
the only way he got water was he would catch turtles and drink their blood, and that was enough to like keep him alive, hydration wise. And yeah, I forgot some
How many
ridiculous.
turtles he must have killed?
There must have been a lot, right? How the fuck do you find turtles like that?
Hundreds of Costa Rican turtles found dead on the beach.
Or even catching birds, like, especially when you're weak. Like, how can you catch a fucking bird?
It's determination.
Just smack it with your stick you kept from the jungle. But yeah, when he finally like lands on some crazy island, like some weird like remote island, and like he got lucky. Like it shows like his path, and he landed like on some super tiny island. Like
man,
he
that
happened to
hit.
land it.
Jeez.
So if he wouldn't have landed it, they said he would have been out for like another I don't know how many years. Like he was like out in the middle of nowhere, and when he got there, somehow there was people that spoke his language, and he was able to like translate, and they were able to fly a plane there and get him out of there, and they saved him. And he has a book about it. But when he gets back, the family of the dude that died sues him because he ate their son.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't have told anybody. I'd be like, oh, he died. I threw him off the fucking boat. Whole time I'm shitting him out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but they sued him.
That's whack.
And they won.
I don't know.
Nah, there's no way you're gonna win that one.
You think so?
Yeah,
You're
no other
not, yeah.
choice. Like
You won't win that.
Survival.
The family.
I mean, if you did, it's not like he killed him.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The family's not gonna win that.
I think the family was probably claiming that he killed him.
Yeah, but it's his word against their dead ass.
And was it his boat? You said who was the one that said let's go? Because that would be fucked up.
Fuck.
I don't know.
Right or
He's
no?
asking the right kind of question, but whose boat was it?
That's what I want to know. I don't know. Because under Costa Rican jurisdiction 6. No, I don't know. I just know they were like fishermen, like crab fishermen or some shit. I don't know.
Man knows when he's entering another man's boat.
It might be food, right?
It might be food or
It may
it
or may
might,
not be eaten in a survival situation.
might be eaten or fucked. You never know. Once we're in international waters, it's all game.
A boat is a boat.
Let me drive the boat.
Only 2 things happen in a boat.
Shoes off in the boat.
And if there's a horse on the boat,
Because of the implication.
Now, if there's a mule on the boat, would you eat your friend if you were stranded and he died?
Depends which friend.
Would you eat Brave?
man. But then how
Dude,
how
that's
long
the
would you
old-
be able to eat somebody? That's meat. That's only good for how long?
He's waiting for me.
That meat would go bad quick.
Again,
right?
it depends on the friend.
Unless like you're like stranded like somewhere where it's frozen.
Yeah, unless it's frozen, but
Oh.
out in the middle of the ocean.
That I saw that on fucking Man vs. Wild yesterday. He's walking.
He eats
and-
his friend.
I forgot where he is. Somewhere in the northern.
This guy's dedicated. He let himself die. Phil just could show you how to survive.
He's in. I forgot where the fuck it was, but I remember him talking about like the northern hemisphere. So it's like foresty and then like ice fucking land. And he gets out of the snowy area and he starts making his way to the land. And there's like these little like cliffs, not cliffs, but they just kind of go down and they end real quick. But there's a fucking like a dead sheep, like just caught in one. And he goes down and he's like picking up the sheep's head and he's telling you like, oh yeah, this sheep hasn't been dead very long, and since it's so fucking cold out here, his meat is still good. Like, and yeah, he cuts it open and he's looking at the meat and he's like, it's still red. He's like, he could have been dead here for like 2 weeks, but since it's so cold,
2 weeks?
yeah, it's
Preserved, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, the meat's not going bad.
That's brutal. How do you know when it starts going bad? Like it starts discoloring?
Oh yeah, you'd smell it. For
Yeah,
sure.
the smell.
Yeah, it wouldn't be red anymore.
I've never had raw dead sheep in middle
From
of
the northern hemisphere?
in the middle of the tundra.
So final answer, what's the worst place you'd want to be?
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go with the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
I
You
think that's
say?
the worst.
Is that even
Yeah.
possible?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Well, that
according
dude
to
did it.
yeah.
No, but like floating. Imagine just floating in the ocean.
Oh man, with no boat.
Like you're done, right? Like, what are you gonna do? Like in the middle of the fucking ocean. Like
As soon as I get home, I'm gonna watch that episode.
okay.
Of Survivor.
You find Atlantis,
I was on the high school swim team, so I don't know.
I think I'll be all right.
I might be able to.
I got laps.
I was thinking, it would be hard to survive in just like a huge plain of grass. There's no animals out there, just grass.
Like little.
Well, they're probably being them. I'm just
Pheasants.
making up like locations that don't exist on Earth. Like,
Okay, so you're trapped in a castle.
just a big hallway that never ends. Like,
It's a big mall, and they're just out. They're out of Mrs. Fields cookies.
There's no sticks anymore.
and all they have is Diet Coke. How am I supposed to survive in there?
And all the arcade games are pre-2000.
They all need quarters, but all the coin machines don't work.
I mean, something like that would at least be a little bit more comfortable to die. Like the ocean or the desert, you'd be.
That's a terrible way to go,
Or
right?
the cold.
Yeah, I guess I'm talking about like getting stuck in the Windows lock screen.
Waiting for it to hit that corner. Yeah, the ocean for sure.
How about being stuck in a computer?
Do you need to eat?
How does it feel, Toad?
I hate my life.
Stuck in a computer program.
It's forever doing mindless activities and things that no one will ever remember.
What's 2 + 2, bitch? Just kidding.
That's the last time I make you rice. No.
The last minute should just be berating Toad with insults.
What about like stuck in the air, just falling?
Falling forever. You think if you were buried alive, you could escape? You could get out?
Ah, fuck.
Maybe not like something crazy like
Kilbo style.
concrete.
Punch my way out the fucking
So-
coffin.
You went in flying knee your way out of the earth.
Oh, that's tough.
Oh, that would be brutal.
Use my knife to cut off a piece of my shoe for a knuckle guard. Fucking punch my way out.
Use your shovel to carve the wood into a shovel.
Oh, fuck.
I don't even know how that would work. Wouldn't you like break it and just all the sand would fall on you? I mean, how do you even keep a pocket of air?
Better hold your breath. Oh, and then you're running out of oxygen too as you're down there.
So
So
you're
you
getting
can't be
more
breathing
tired.
too,
You're
like-
fucking...
Then you finally break out and you're in the middle of Austin in some.
And some homeless orgy.
Oh no!
Like the closer you get to the surface, the louder the. What is that? What's that sound?
Dig your way. You dig your way out and you're in an oven. No! Damn, that'd be the scariest place. Just an endless grandma's oven full of God knows what, as far as the eye can see.
And spiders.
Yeah, it's funny too, because like some of the podcasts we shoot, like we'll take a break, but then we stay talking. And man, last time me and Bono were just, holy shit, I never laughed so hard in my life. And I didn't even realize it was being recorded till the next day. You're like, oh man, I listened to you and Bono go on
He's like, I
for
was crying
I
laughing.
was in the bathroom bleeding, and you guys are here like talking all this
We're
shit.
just roasting him so bad.
for comedy though, right?
Yeah, because when I'm editing, like, the audio is nonstop, so it captures all this shit that the camera doesn't. And so I'm listening to the audio to clip out what I need and what I don't. And I'm like, what's this whole 30-minute chunk? And it's just a bunch of bullshit
You put it on while you're in the shower and you're like,
while crying in the shower.
But laughing.
But laughing.
Yeah, we were going so hard on him, but it was hilarious roasts. Like, fuck.
Damn, that's one that, like, that whole situation happened during a podcast and the audience doesn't even know.
Yeah.
So that was...
yeah, that.
So basically, at one point, Xander's. I'm looking at him and I could see a little bit of blood on his teeth.
What's that for?
Yeah, when we're all sharing the lollipop.
It's when we're
it's
when we're sharing the lollipop.
It
That
did
lollipop.
taste funny, right?
Like
Little
irony.
pennies.
No, it needed iron.
It tastes like ironless blood.
Yeah, I think after I had given it to you, you were sucking it down for a while. And you had passed it to Renee, and we're doing the podcast, and I look at you, and I could see a little blood on your gum. And I thought it was your lip, or on your tooth. I thought it was your lip that was bleeding. And yeah, he gets up to go,
Or
clean
did
his
you say
mouth.
that the more you looked at me, the more you were like, is this a bit?
Yeah, I didn't know whether to tell you about your bloody tooth or not. But at one point I was like, nah, that's getting bloody.
Dripping as I'm talking to the camera.
And yeah, as he gets up to go to the restroom, me and Renee just started lighting him up. It was the best thing ever. But the camera had cut off. The only thing that we caught was the audio. And we didn't know that it was caught until he told us the next day. Like,
I was yes,
fuck, I heard
I
that.
need to hear it.
We want to hear it. How bad do you
Let
guys
the
want to
people hear it.
Let the people hear it.
I might have to let the people hear it.
Hashtag let the people hear it.
The people have spoken.
What say Toad?
Was that gingivitis? It was like, oh yeah, bloody gums. Right on your tongue.
Plaque is the #1 cause of gingivitis.
Right on when he starts rolling. Hey, got another spelling bee. Gingivitis.
Floss.
You gotta do another spelling bee? All right.
Dentist.
Use it in a sentence. It's time to go to the.
Go to the fucking dentist tomorrow.
You might have to let the people hear it.
Release the bloody gums.
The bloody gums. And then you said there's one more?
Yeah, I can't remember the other one. I'll try to find it, but there's another one. It was right after Bono was talking about just how hung the statues are at the museum. And it was something to do with that.
Oh, man. I can already imagine. I can't remember, but...
Oh, no. Okay. It was after that. I'm lying. It was the Moyle bit. There was like a whole nother 20 minutes of Moyle material that
Oh, yeah, because I think the camera had cut
that
off.
stopped. We were laughing so hard that we didn't even realize the camera was off.
Fuck.
The moil.
Even last week with Danny, after we stopped, the camera stopped, and we stayed talking for like...
Like another half hour. Like,
We never even said stop. We just kind of like put down the mic.
Was that recording? Or no? Or no, you turned it off.
no, I stopped it.
Oh,
But
okay.
we just kept going. Yeah, and then at some point, it was so long that me and Renee just started like slowly like...
Oh, man. That sucks, though. Some of those best conversations are either like when the camera's off or we're not recording. Like,
Oh man, some of the best conversations we've had here.
tears.
Tears, like the hardest I've ever
yeah.
laughed in my life. Or just back here with no one recording, just...
That's how it all started. I was like... Because at first I wanted to do it with Danny. Because I just... I'd always see him there with his customers laughing. And I'm like, man, Danny has that.
I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, I want to
gift
be
of
part of
gab.
that. That looks fun.
Got charisma.
I want to have a
I
friend.
could be the quiet guy.
The quiet, brooding.
The strong, silent one.
the mysterious guy.
The listener.
That's kind of how I... No, listen. That's kind of how I always thought it too. Like, I always wanted the podcast to be like...
Just another day at the shop.
Like, just like a snippet of every day that we're here. Like, if someone just randomly turned on the camera in the middle of a conversation that we had.
Yeah, because then after, Danny left, it kind of just turned into, like, some nights we just stay here smoking and talking, and it'd be funny. Like, I'd go home all sore, and then I remember just mentioning, like, I should just record this with the iPhone. And then I was like, we should start just recording them.
Yeah.
And then the first one, we put it on, and we're just like...
Now, it was with my iPhone, and we're all awkward. So,
Had stage fright.
Did you guys see the game yesterday?
it's raining outside.
Nah, but I get you. The
And that's-
first time I was on, I was nervous.
But yeah, it's different.
Okay, and that's where you got the idea to make a movie.
Going to Hollywood.
Toad House goes to Hollywood. To
That's when we
Vegas.
that's when we decided to do a OnlyFans.com/ToadHouse. That's where we're gonna have our unreleased clips.
The horse should be in next week.
The sticks get here tomorrow.
Grills
See,
is
'cause
already
then
on his
even me
way.
and Nova have always talked about stuff. Like we've been talking about rice talk forever.
Rice talk. Damn.
Rice Talk. When I heard Rice Man, I think Rice Talk started around then. First appearance of Rice Man.
Rice man.
Yeah, I was intimidated at first, but yeah, it's like with anything, you know, just had to get comfortable. It was the cameras that fucked me up mentally at first, but when you sit down and think about it, it's just us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's just us talking.
You used to propping up cameras and
Oh
getting
yeah,
in front of
but
them.
they're usually behind me.
Not
the
from-
husband's hand.
So I don't see them. Now, for me, when I first started doing the editing, I was like, is that how I talk? Is that my cadence? Why do I do that? Like, why am I always rubbing my nipples?
Yeah, I remember
still get
in high school in my AV class, we would always record and do projects like that. I was like, is my face really that lopsided? Like, you see your face, and it's like,
Like, so how long have I had this lazy eye? Why has no one told me?
Are my teeth bleeding?